Alright, brake system safety standards for freight. Subpart E, end of train devices. Subpart F, introduction to brake system technology. Module 5. Module objective: the recognized proper installation, inspection, testing, and the train devices. Subpart E, scope of the 232.401 designation standard: one-way end of the train device. 232.403, the designated performance standard for the two-way end of the train device. 232.405, operation requiring use of the two-way end of the train device. Prohibition on purchase of the non-conforming device. 232.407, inspection, testing, and the train device. 232.409. Scope: Subpart E applies to all of the train and freight passenger operating on general system transportation unless expressly accepted. Design: perform two-way significant change with a permit with a manual with the emergency operating switch for the E with the located with the front device itself. The locomotive controls required. Locomotive ordered after August 1st, 2001. Placed in the service for the first time after August 1st, 2003. Automatically active emergency feature for the end of the train device. Engineer play with the train with the emergency for the automatic brake valve and the other word for the emergency application for the brake for the may propagate not only from the head end of the from the rear end of the train as well, regardless of the build. The day with each of the control locomotive must be equipped with a manually emergency operated switch with the discussed above the first bullet. Alright, operating required. Use the flow check chart review. Freight passenger train without operating on the general railroad system of the transportation speed greater than 30 miles an hour will go to the no. You'd have the operating heavier grade or either two-way end of the train device or two-way end of the train device required, yes or no. The speed greater than 30 miles an hour local work of the train, yes. The operating heavy grade of the two-way end of the train device not required, no. Two-way end of the trace end of the train required. Alright, operating required. Use the significant chain with the dispatch of the train with you underarm two-way with the end of the train device. Due with the speed that spots from a certain location provided with the train operation restriction. Speed with the distance not exceed with 1 mile with an order to establish communication and incorporate with the safety device with the 98. 2 with the recommendation requirement of the activation. Two-way end of the train device emergency activation. Switch with an ever to become with the necessary to initiate the emergency application for the air brake using either of the automatic brake valve with the conductor's emergency brake valve. Two-way end of the train device. See the matrix. Two-way end of the train device inspection testing significant chain with the required functional capability of the test provided with the engineer point with the installation and initial terminal function test with the conductor the body with the person other than a member of the train crew. Record can be written with electronic contained with the date with the time and location of the name of the person conducting the test, maintaining with the cab with the control and locomotive with the calibration front with the rear with the unit with the lead corners for the manufacturer specification. Calibration information stickers affixed on the device where both FRA and railroad personnel can easily accept the information. Two-way end of the train device inspection testing significant chain with the permits with any extension of 365 between the end of the train device calibration 365 8 days. Shell delay with calibration is up to 92 days for the front unit. The documentation calibration front unit at 49A with the card provided with the serial number unit is included. Testing each of the devices shall be U with the train with the front with the rear with the master's arm with the test with the point with the installation of the initial terminal before with the train with the part of the test included with the charging of the brake pipe pressure with the comparative with quantum value with the initiating the emergency application for the rear with the activating emergency function switch on the front unit. Your bench test. The bench test is acceptable provided with the test performed in accordance with the motive power and equipment technical bulletin 9863. Two-way end of the train discussion, and then subpart F, scope 232.501, profit introductory for the new brake system technology. 232.503, pre-revenue for the acceptance testing plan. 232.505, subpart F, overview. The new section essentially permitted for the railroad to enter for the new brake system technology, major upgrade of the existing air brake system, which current regulations do not address. New brake system technology profit file the petition for the FRA Associated Administrator of the Safety and Control of the procedure outlined with the 232.715 special approval to receive the submission of the pre-revenue service acceptance of the testing plan prior to placing equipment in revenue service. New brake system technology exemption for brake system technology have the previously been with the revenue service of the United States of the railroad shall test the equipment on the system prior to placing the revenue service and ensure the compatibility of the equipment and operating system, track signals, etc. for the railroad description such for the testing shall be retained with the railroad may be available on the FRA for the inspection and copy upon request. End of Module 5.